Alright guys, well I'm back today with a really cool pawn shop find. And it's cool because it's different and it's unique, not necessarily because it's practical. I actually picked up a double barrel 22 Derringer that looks nothing like anything I've ever seen. It's made by Sundance Industries and I believe it came out in about 1994. So not really old, but it's starting to creep up in age. And again, I picked this guy up at American Pawn & Gun. They're always getting some really cool stuff at really good prices. Definitely paid less than $100 for this guy. But before we get into looking at this pistol and taking it down to the range, I want to give a huge shout out to Stinger Edge. Stinger is supporting the channel monetarily after YouTube's constant attacks and demonetizations of gun channels. Without their support, it would be really difficult to continue to produce fun and exciting and interesting content like this. So if you guys happen to be looking for some really impressive ballistic sunglasses that took a hit from a shotgun and ran over by a truck, stay tuned to the end for a quick demonstration and also check out the links in the description below to head over to Stinger Edge. Now let's pull this pistol in closer, unbox it, and then take it down to the range and do some shooting. So I am not sure what this pistol sold for new, and I definitely don't think they make these guys anymore. But look at this weird looking Derringer. When this caught my eye at American Pawn & Gun, I actually let it sit there for a couple of days because I was like, man, I want that for my collection and I think my viewers would appreciate it for videos, but I don't know if I want to spend the money on it. So American Pawn & Gun hooked me up with a good deal again, paid less than $100 for it. And something like this is just a cool novelty for the collection. This guy looks like it was made in California, so it probably explains why it looks like it does. It actually fits in your pocket very nicely, but the grip on this thing is insanely awkward. I'm going to try to hyper focus in on this for you. So it's like a polymer grip with a metal upper, and it has a push button safety located on the side. This is a double action only Derringer, and to open up the action, you actually pull this up. At that point, it lets go from the grip, and then if you continue to pull it, it pops out the shells. Now, it doesn't eject the shells, but it extracts the shells. That way you can grab it with your hands and pull the shells out, and this shoots 22 long rifle. And about the only practical purpose I could see for something like this would be like a get off me gun from really up close, or maybe load it up with snake shot and throw it in your pocket for a camping trip if you wanted to blast something up close with like 22 snake shot. We may try that down at the range. But you can see it's very unique, but it seems to be in really good condition. And honestly, it seems really well made. To load it, you slide that down just a little bit. Then you put your shells in there. And then as you close it, it kind of pushes down and then locks into place. Now I'm kind of fiddling with this with my hands in front of the barrel. If you're actually loading this up, you want to make sure to keep your hands clear from the muzzle. At this point, you pull the trigger, which is a long, hard double action pull. It fires one round. Then you let go, it resets. You fire again, and it fires a different barrel. And then you just flip it up, kick them out, load it up again, and keep on going. But enough talking. Let's head down to the range and try this thing. The sights are pretty rudimentary. It's a little bit awkward to hold. And because it's such a weird grip, that 22, when you use like high velocity stuff, kind of stings your hand a little bit, which is weird coming from such a reasonably heavy gun. But let's shoot this thing and see how it performs down at the range. Alright guys, well I'm down at Holly Springs Tactical Gun Range with this little 22 Derringer. Pop the top. Now, being very careful not to put my hand in front of the muzzle, I'm going to load up 2 Remington Thunderbolts. This is actually fairly high velocity ammunition. We'll load that up. Lock it down. I am at about, I'd say 10. Yeah, looking at the markings on the ground, about 10 yards away from the target, which may be way too far, but I'll try with these rudimentary sights. Oh, forgot that safety. I think I hit one and missed one at this distance. So to reload, you simply lift up, you pull that, and you can see that the shells start to kick out. I'm going to load 2 more of the Remington Thunderbolts. Close that down. Try to take my time and aim at a slightly different target, a little bit smaller. Got it that time. It was just lining up the sights. So pop the top, and this guy is actually pretty fun. I'm going to give you a different view of this here in a second. But man, I kind of like this little guy. Now I'm going to try Cci Standard Velocity. And don't tell anybody, but I'm really liking this little Derringer. It's definitely insanely awkward to hold with this weird grip, but the safety is easy to actuate. The trigger's really stiff, so you're not going to accidentally pull it. But you can actually hit your target, man-sized targets anyway, at 10 yards. So who knew? All right, our first misfire. Yeah, we'll load it up again with the Cci Standard Velocity. It might not like that Cci, but we will try again and see what happens with this little guy. Two more. No, it is not liking the Cci on the top. I'm going to try to put the Thunderbolt back in to see if something's went wrong, or it just does not like the Cci. Standard Remington. It seems to like that Standard Remington a lot better, and it may be something with the geometry of the Cci. Yeah, that seems to work just fine. But in summary, guys, a pistol like this, for me, was just a novelty and a range toy. But after shooting it today, I mean, its effectiveness at 10 yards is, I don't know, pretty decent, I guess. Something like this would be like a backup to a backup gun. For the size, I'd much rather carry a Pocket 380. That would be my primary backup gun. But maybe for like a camping trip or a bug out bag or something like that, to where you just wanted something for a belly gun up close and 22 ammo is plentiful, you know, especially for like a bug out bag or a camp gun. With rat shot for like snakes or mice up and around your camp, and you don't want to carry a 22, like a larger 22, something like this is pretty cool if you could find it. I mean, I don't think they make them anymore. It was just a really cool pawn shop find, and I was super happy to do a video. And also it helps when I have like good eye protection. So a huge shout out again to Stinger Edge for helping support the channel and allowing me to make fun videos like this without worrying about that demonetization. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.